Well, cannot wait. Oink, 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 oink. A penny is a penny. People are talking about inflation, high cost of goods and materials. My penny just dropped. Here, this is the penny. People are talking about high cost of goods. Cost of gasoline is almost $5, $6 in other states. The cost of materials is so high when you're building either your single family homes or your apartments. People are talking about, the possibility of having another recession. So I'm going to share with you what I learned, the lessons I learned, the most important lessons I learned in the recession of 2008. As you can imagine, graduating from a U.S. residency training program, I didn't know anything about finance. And I graduated at the right time, the start of the recession in the U.S. So when I graduated from a fellowship in geriatric medicine, my husband and I decided to buy our first primary home residence. It was a condominium overlooking 25 floors, 25 stories up, overlooking the beautiful river. And I didn't realize that the recession was happening in 2008. I was so clueless about the market. I was clueless about the finance. I didn't know anything. All I knew was about medicine. So my husband and I thought that we won a jackpot because the condominium at that time was 500. It was a newly built. It was the tallest building, and it is, I believe that it's still the tallest building in Delaware, overlooking this beautiful Christina River. And my husband and I thought that we won a jackpot. What? A jackpot! More than a piggy bank. Why? Because the two-bedroom, two-bathroom condominium was priced at $500,000 after it was built in 2007. And when we bought it at the end of 2008, beginning of 2009, we bought it for $325,000. Can you imagine over $175,000 worth of savings? Savings, I call it that time. And it comes with 2 deeded parking garage. So I said, yes, let's go buy it because we won. And little did I know that, yes, that was the foreclosure, that was the great recession of 2008, the subprime crisis of 2007 to 2010. And people say that the recession is going to happen this time around because if everywhere you look, inflation is here. You can feel it when you buy your goods, when you buy your gasoline to put gas in your car so that you can go to work or you can go to places. You go to the grocery and the $5, you can't even buy. You probably can just buy one junk food because that's the cost of junk food right now. So that's why they say the recession is going to happen. And you know what? I'm prepared this time. In 2008, when we bought our first condominium, I was not prepared. I was in the middle of it, and I didn't know that there was a big tsunami happening. So what did we do? We didn't feel it until there was foreclosures and bankruptcies several years. 2009, 2010, down the line. So when we tried to refinance our condominium, guess what? We could not refinance it. We bought it for $325. We could only refinance it for $180. And guess what? Our equity then was not $180. We still owed a lot of money from that primary home residence. So we could not. So what did I do? What did my husband do? We became emergency landlord, emergency. So my tenant was paying $1,500, and because that was the rate at that time, he was a doctor, he was a resident physician, and I was paying over $1,500, exactly $1,700 out of my own piggy bank, out of my own money from this piggy bank to pay my condominium's mortgage and property taxes. Overall, the condominium costed us $3,000 to $3,500 per month. So half of it was coming from my tenant and half of it was coming from me. So I was paying to keep my tenant there. And you know what? It's not a regret because I learned a lot. So what did I do? I said to myself, this will never, ever, ever happen again. I'm going to be prepared. I'm going to put my money into my personal development. I'm gonna invest in me. And so that's what I did. So while I was renting that first condominium, I invested in my personal development. So here are the three things. Let me hold my piggy bank. I don't want to fall. Here are the three things that I'm gonna share with you. My penny is still here. That's why I'm having a difficulty with the 3 number. Here are the three things that I'm gonna share with you. What I did in the recession of 2008, and hopefully if we do have a recession, to check and prepare yourself in this coming recession. Hopefully not, but if you are, then you are ready. So number one, I invested in my personal development, and I want you to start investing in your personal development. Number two, because we are physicians, in good times or in bad times, such as the pandemic, people need health care. So we still have jobs. Our jobs, except for the pandemic, where doctors, nurses, and other healthcare professionals were in jeopardy of their work. But during the 2008 crisis, we had work. So we had money coming in. So you want to make sure, if you're a W-2 employee, that your job is secured, or that you know that you're not going to be fired, or that you know that you're not going to lose the job. So you have money coming in. And why I want you to have money coming in is because we've got to do these 3 things. So what are the 3 things? Number 1 is have your money come in and have buckets of income. So the first bucket of income is your emergency fund. So emergency fund is called emergency because you're going to use that fund, that money, for emergency, and that's the only time where you're going to use it. So that's the first bucket. Number 2, you're going to have your fund for daily expenses. Daily means for groceries, for paying electric, for paying gas, for paying garbage. It should come out from this piggy bank. Don't get money from the other piggy bank, from your second piggy bank, which is your emergency fund. So you have to have a savings account just for your day-to-day expenses. Don't steal money from another piggy bank, okay? We don't want that, and you don't want to share it. You have to put them in separate piggy banks. So you have to have an emergency fund. You have to have a piggy bank for your daily bills, and you have to have a third piggy bank for investment. And why is investment so important? An investment fund. So what I did was I put money into myself, into personal development. I put money into my day-to-day activities, into my day-to-day bills. I put money into my emergency fund. It is only for emergency, for a rainy day. And I put money into the investment fund. This is the most important thing, investment fund. Because why? We cannot rely on our W-2. We cannot rely on just one source of income because we don't know what the employer will do to us, or what the employer's income is, what the business income is, and if they go down, if there's a recession. So what's a recession? Recession is when companies are losing money. They don't have any income coming in. So what do the big businesses do? Or what do the small businesses do? They do not either. Number 1, they stop hiring. And number 2, if it's really going down, then they let go of their employees. And so what happens to the economy of the country? Then it slows down. So there's a lot of unemployment, there's a lot of job losses, there's a lot of foreclosures. So you want to have your own money in the investment so that you have other drifts of income, you have other sources of income. So what I did was this investment fund, I put money in there. So I do 40, 20, or 40 for investment, 40 for savings, for emergency fund, and the rest for savings. So I know in the beginning it's very hard to subdivide, but just subdivide it according to your needs and according to your wants. But I made sure that I had a lot of money into the investment fund. And why did I want to put more money into the investment fund? Because I don't want to rely on one drips of income. I don't want to rely on my job, on my employer as my source of income. I needed to be independent. Just so if there's another recession happening, then I am in control of my own piggy bank, my own economy, in my own house. So that's what I did. So when I had the knowledge of what to do with my monies, my investment money, then I started buying apartments in my background, places that I know, the jobs that I know, the markets that I know. So that's very important. When you have your own investment, you gotta know these things. And so that's what I did. So I started buying one after the other. I invested more in my personal development until now my husband and I have over 70 apartment units. Hey, if I know I can do it, I know you can do it too. It's just a matter of getting the knowledge, putting and taking action from that knowledge, from all the learnings that you've done. So my dear friends, this is the piggy bank. It's asking you to put money in here, okay? If you don't know what to do, park it. Park it on the side, segregate it to investment fund, savings account, and your emergency fund. Go get the knowledge, learn from other people, know what they're doing, and then once you have that knowledge, deploy that knowledge, go take action, do the attack speed. So, my dear friends, that's what I did during the recession of 2008. If you resonate with my video today, put in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. Income streams in the comment section below. My name is Ria. I'm a family medicine physician and a geriatric physician. And this is my piggy bank, dear friend, Mr. Piggy. And so if you want to know more, let us go. Apartment prescription. Until next time, let's go. Wealth cannot wait. Oink, 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 oink. A penny is a penny, says Mr. Piggy.